Hello, my friends. My name is Coach Quiggy, and I'm really happy that you're here, giving yourself your attention. I work with young leaders like yourself who have a gift to give to the world and need to get out of their own way, need to develop that strong connection to self, that strong self-love, integrity, and self-confidence. And one of the things that can get in the way of that is perfectionism. So I want to share with you 4 steps that you can start taking in your life in order to punt perfectionism and get it the heck out of here, because it is such a deterrent from living your best life and being of service to the world. So let's get it started. The first, and this is at the baseline of just about any personal work that you are going to be doing, is meditation. Practicing meditation is going to help you map the territory. In this case, mapping the territory of perfectionism, turning inward, building self-awareness, getting clear on who you are and what's going on in your mind, in your body, and in your heart. And as we practice meditation, we can start to map the territory of the thinking patterns that occur when perfectionism is coming up. We can notice the emotions. Often there's a stress, there's a tension, there's a fear associated. And then also the beliefs. At the bottom of the totem pole in our subconscious are often beliefs about how we should be in order to earn value from the world around us. I think a lot of us are walking around feeling like we need to prove something. And so the perfectionism is just a symptom of that belief that if I show any flaws, then I'm gonna get kicked out of the group. I'm going to get ostracized. If you look at an evolutionary perspective, we're designed to be socially desirable so that we can stay in the group and survive. And perfectionism tends to be a symptom, a manifestation of that fear of being socially neglected and ostracized. And so we have to use meditation as a way to examine the self-criticism that happens when perfectionism is triggered, the emotions that come up, as well as the beliefs at the lowest rung or the bottom of the iceberg. You know, we just see the tip of, oh man, this sucks. I'm being over perfectionist right now, and we need to find the deeper layers. Meditation is going to help us turn to that. So let's practice for a moment. I invite you to sit back, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, breathing in through the nose, letting it out through the mouth, relaxing the shoulders. Let's take another deep breath just like that. Relaxing the jaw, and then letting go of any need to control the breath, letting go of any need to control life or circumstances, and just starting to arrive into the body, arrive into the senses, really feeling the body sitting here. We're going to start to arrive into the energy of mindful awareness, this really curious, intentional, non-judgmental, present moment awareness. What's going on in the body? Our emotions live here in the body. Our beliefs in many ways live somatically in the body. It's just starting to get to know what's happening here. Noticing if there are thoughts present. Maybe noticing specifics or even just general categories of worry or planning going on, not needing to push anything away, not needing to pull anything towards you, but just letting it all be and come and go. You're just starting to get to know what's happening. Okay, you can come back into your body now. You can start to notice the sounds in the room. Remember that you're watching a YouTube video, and open your eyes. And this is the doorway to self-awareness. Awareness is power. We cannot change anything that we are unaware of. And so if we haven't mapped the territory of perfectionism, if we can't be on the lookout for it, there's nothing we can do to change it in the moments where we want to change it. So meditation is key. Step 1. Step 2, clarifying your values and strengths. Perfectionism tends to be the opposite end of a sense of insecurity in oneself. Again, coming from that belief that I need to prove myself, I need to be perfect, I need to be spotless, I can't show any flaws or warts, lest others will look at me with disdain and I'll be kicked out of the group. And we're very externally hooked on what other people think about us. Perfectionism is again, a symptom of insecurity within ourselves. And so if we can clarify our values, find integrity and alignment within ourselves, make choices from that place as much as possible, we can start to cultivate really, really beautiful clarity and confidence in ourselves. This builds self-trust when we get clear on, hey, what are my wants, my needs, my strengths, my desires, my purpose? When we get really crystal fucking clear on who we are on the inside and we start living our life in accordance to that, then perfectionism just kind of naturally fades away because we may be making a decision that is really in alignment with what our highest good is, what our purpose is. And even if we make a little mistake, we're just going to be okay with it. We're not going to be so bothered because our sense of self is intrinsically motivated, intrinsically tied to I decide how I view myself. I know who I am. I know what I stand for. And as long as I continue to do that in alignment with myself, then I can trust myself and I can love myself and I can feel confident in my decisions. Huge, huge. This is a lifelong process. It's something that you can do by finding a values list online and just taking some time to figure out, hey, what are my top 10 values? What are my top 3 values? There's a great strengths assessment by the VIA. I forget what the acronym stands for, but super simple quiz you can do online and figure out what are my greatest strengths? How do I play to those? Start building that core integrity and perfectionism is going to be, less able to hold itself to you. It's going to have less of a hold on you. Okay. Third step here, taking action. Training your body and your mind to be okay making mistakes. The first thing is to take risks. We got to put ourselves out there. We have to be vulnerable. We have to get comfortable getting uncomfortable. And this is something that we can do both in relationship to our goals and, trying new things, but it's also something that we can do as a daily practice at home. Something that's really, really been powerful for me has been taking cold showers. And there are layers here, okay? There's the mind, the body, the belief system, the nervous system, and all of them need to be firing in full strength in order for us to really fully express and embody ourselves. And one of the lowest common denominators when it comes to perfectionism and our ability to take risks and put ourselves out there and be comfortable being imperfect, be comfortable making mistakes, is our nervous system. So taking cold showers is a really great way to, and you can do this intentionally, you can face the discomfort of getting cold and the shake and and you're like, this is really uncomfortable. And then you breathe through it and you calm down. And your nervous system learns that it's okay. It's okay to be uncomfortable. So a lot of perfectionism is trying to avoid discomfort. It's trying to avoid pain, which is one of the main mechanisms of the human brain, but also something that we have to overcome because it's a very outdated survival mechanism, especially when it comes to someone like you who has something to give and wants to grow and change the fucking world, change themselves. We got to get comfortable getting uncomfortable. So you can face something like a cold shower. You can also do cold calls. Anything that, kind of pushes your window of tolerance. Can you lean into that and make that a practice on a regular basis as a way to, again, train your body and your mind that it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fumble on your words when you are in an interview or, talking to someone new. You're going to live. You're going to survive. Finally, this is one of my favorite ones. It's called practicing imperfectionism. This is something that I've done, learning to DJ as kind of a side project, a passion project. It's also become professional now as I DJ weddings and proms and run my own ecstatic dance events. But I had to get over so much of my own perfectionism as I was learning to mix and just really sucking at mixing. And I decided to make it a personal growth practice where I would record a mix and it'd be like, this is bomb. This is like 95% bomb. But there are these little glaring mistakes. They're not so little, like really, really shitty moments where it just sounds terrible. And it's like, I can sit here and beat myself up and record this over and over again and exhaust myself so that it can be so perfect for presentation. Or I can sit here and just decide, this is okay. This is good enough. This is me embodying my imperfection. And then putting it out there and sharing it with the world. So if you have a craft, or you're working on a project for work, or you're studying for a test, or writing a paper, and you're at the end and you're like, this is 90% of the way there. This is not about, falling flat and not aiming for excellence and not giving it your all. This is about letting that last 5 to 10% be okay, be enough. And very intentionally sending it, acknowledging the flaws in it, practicing being okay, being imperfect. Again, training your body, your nervous system, your belief system that it is okay, that you're going to survive. And what happens? Every time it happens, every time we send something that's imperfect, you get way less criticism than your mind made it out to be. So we can practice imperfectionism, and we can really start to turn the corner on just this constriction that we have over ourselves. This slide is funny. Want a break? Because I honestly I still think it looks really goofy because of the way that the circles are stretched. And I just immediately was like, yeah, but this is a slide about imperfectionism. I should just let it go. So this is a demonstration of, I could have really spent a lot of time dialing in the shapes here, and it's not what's important. And this comes back to your values and your strengths. What's important is the message, and sharing that in a way that can be received by you. It's not about the perfect, diagram and the perfect appearance to me. So that's practicing imperfectionism, taking action. We go from meditation, building self-awareness, developing integrity, getting clear self-reflection within ourselves, and then taking action, bringing this to life, starting to kinesthetically train our system that it's okay to be imperfect. And the thing is, humans are imperfect. Humans are imperfect. You can't fight that. And so much of the social media landscape is perpetuating this regurgitated narrative within that we have to be perfect, because we're always seeing people present themselves in perfection, and then we reflect that inwardly as if that's reality, and it's just not. So we have to break through that. These are the first 3 steps. The final step is to learn to fail forward, because failing is a part of life. And if you're on a mission right now, you're gonna have failed a lot coming here to this video, and you're gonna fail a lot in your future. And honestly, I hope that you take this as an invitation to go all in and to fail as much as fucking possible. But it's our narrative, our beliefs around failure that really get in our way and stop us from what the last slide was about, which was about taking risk, putting yourself out there, training yourself to be okay making mistakes or failing. And the narratives that we have about failure, you get a big F on your paper, is I'm a failure. Oh, I'm destined to suck at math now. Oh, I lost this job. I must be unlovable. I must be unsuccessful. It's the stories we make up about ourselves and about failure that really get in our way. But there's a way that we can reconceptualize and make failure really the most powerful driving force in the universe, and in our growth, and in our potency to give back to the world. So we have to learn from failure. How do we take the risk and the outcome and the mistakes that were made as an opportunity to reflect and really be like, what did I do? First of all, what did I do well here? This is not about just saying like, oh, well, this is a failure and it's 100% that. It's like, it's always both and. There's always so much good that you've put into it. There's great aspects of the outcome. And then there's not what we wanted. And there's parts of ourselves and our effort that were less than what we would like to offer next time. And if we take a moment to reflect, we can learn from that and honor the opportunity to learn. And then we get to apply that learning next time that we do that thing, or in whatever we integrate this experience into working towards. We now have this gift of having learned from our risk, from our mistake. Finally, rinse, repeat, raise up, keep going. This compounds over time, and really what this is doing is developing a really strong growth mindset. Because this is, again, coming back to kind of the simplicity of internal and external. We're so conditioned societally, and especially with social media, to look for everything out there, to look for the happiness, to look for the approval in social media, in a paycheck, in a promotion, in a grade, in our parents' approval. And it's such bullshit, and it's deterring you from living your best life, from living an authentic life where you actually get to give to the world without being attached to how they perceive you. And a growth mindset is one of the most incredible, empowering mindsets that we can develop, because it really brings the locus of control inwardly. It says, hey, I'm going to apply myself based on my values and my strengths. I'm going to take action based on what's important to me. I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to grow from it. And this is this birthing of your evolution, of your becoming, that is not tied up in how outcomes and external circumstances dictate you and how you feel about yourself. You get to decide that. We have to learn to fail forward. We have to be willing to take the risks, and we have to keep going, and we have to, one step at a time, learn, apply, move forward. Learn, apply, move forward. These are the steps, 4 easy steps that you can take to start stopping perfectionism. Start letting yourself be a human being who is imperfect, who has flaws and warts. And let me tell you, you are loved. All of you, you're loved just as you are. I love you and appreciate you. And I admire that you're here working on yourself with a willingness to learn and grow and take action, because this is the growth mindset. You know, you've made it this far, and the slideshow is demonstrative of the fact that you have the courage within yourself, and you have the attitude of growth and gratitude within yourself enough to say, hey, the way that I'm operating, it's not working for me. It's not working for my loved ones. It's not working for what I want to create in the world, and I'm going to show up and I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to learn. And I have the utmost faith in you, sending you so much love. Have a beautiful now.